Today we are gonna be playing the new chess.com bots. So there are 3 bots to defeat, and first one is Scanner, and 61% of the chess community has already beat him. So we have the white pieces. On the right top part of the screen you can see the engine lines that the bot is saying. So we have white pieces as I said, and we're gonna open the game with pawn to e4. What will he going to play? So e5, we play knight to f3, trying to get the ruler pass. So knight c6, and we're gonna be playing the ruler pass bishop b5 on the third move. So he has a lot of different possibilities. a6 is one of them, and we play bishop a4 here. And the chess bots on chess.com are really nice to play, and you can learn a lot from playing them. So knight f6 is the main move in this position, and he is just attacking our e4 pawn, but we will castle anyway, and if the pawn is taken, we will get the open Spanish positions. But here he plays a really unusual central gambit. Of course, because of this pin on the bishop, the knight, this pawn, I'm sorry, is hanging, and this is absolutely the best move to play in the position knight takes e5. And g6, the bot is already collapsing, cause we can just take this knight, and after he recaptures the knight, we will emerge an extra exchange up due to this fork on c6 with our bishop. And this is a common mistake on the beginner level of the ruler pass. And here definitely the best move was to play bishop d7 and get this bishop back, but now there is no queen to take our bishop because the light square bishop is blocking the queen. So d4 on the board. Now we have just to develop pieces and make sure we don't blunder, and we want to develop this bishop and this knight, so the most logical move is to play d3, open up this diagonal, and knight bd2 will be our next move, probably. Okay, c6, he gave us another pawn, we will of course take it, free pawn, and okay, queen a5 is his choice, but now we can just probably develop with bishop to d2, threatening the queen. But after bishop d2, maybe he has queen to b6, attacking our b2 pawn. So probably the most critical move is to play bishop d2 anyway. But here I like knight d2 to try to play knight to f3. And you can see our bishop is never going to be in any danger. Let's just play knight to f3, attacking the d4 pawn, I'm sorry. And what I was saying is that queen b6 is never really a threat because we can take this knight with a check. And here the bot played bishop to g3. We'll of course take the bishop. But this is the easiest bot of all of them. So there won't be any problems to defeat it. And now we can take this pawn, but probably best is to just play bishop to h6, attacking the rook, and maybe trying to play something like queen d2. Okay, he doesn't even move the rook, so now we have a lot of material extra. We'll just grab this knight, and we'll take this pawn and completely destroy this first chess.com new bot. So he took our bishop, and probably the best to play here is something like c3, trying to get this pawn off the board, and then we have a really simple way of winning this game. Just trade pieces and push this pawn all the way up the board. So he plays knight 6, and now we can just take this pawn with the knight, probably is the best. After knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes, we will play something like bishop to d5, pinning this pawn, and maybe queen f3 and a quick checkmating attack, but he plays this very very badly, and now we can win another piece, or at least try to win another piece with the move bishop to d5, pinning the knight to the king, and we have a great position. We have a lot of material up, and we'll just emerge with a win here. Okay, he just sacrifices the queen, and now the game plan is easy. We push these pawns, and now we play something like rook e1, queen e1, threatening some checks, and we win this game. So let's play queen e2, just threatening mate. Okay, let's play queen e7, and there should be a checkmate really soon. Okay, let's play queen to d8. I don't see a forced mate here, so let's just take this knight, and then we win. Of course, he gave us everything, and now we play queen d8, which is a nice move, and there is just mate in 2. There is nothing to do here, or there is some forced checkmate here definitely, and this is checkmate. So that was a nice game. We beat the scanner, the first bot, and let's go to beat another bot, another new chess.com bot. So let's go to the next bot. We have white pieces again, and we'll play e4 one more time. e4, what will the fighter do? The fighter is the next bot, the next new bot on chess.com, and he is a bit stronger opponent. So he played e5. Let's just play knight to f3, attacking the e5 pawn. This is the main move in the position. We will try to get the Spanish one more time. Okay, he plays this very weird queen f6, and let's just calmly develop our pieces and castle. This is the way to play against unsound openings. So knight c3, defending the e4 pawn, and this is really bad. Knight h6. Of course, there is nothing. Maybe the bot is trying to play knight g4, just h3, and we have everything under control. So bishop c4, I'm sorry, putting this bishop on this nice diagonal. Okay, bishop c5, and probably now we can just castle, right? Castles, but then there is knight g4, d3, and knight takes f2, rook f2, bishop f2, king f2, and our knight is pinned because of this queen. Because let me just show you, castles, knight g4, d3, takes, this knight is pinned, but there is no way to take advantage of, so let's just castle, anticipating knight g4, and then we'll try to develop with d3 and bishop g5. Okay, he doesn't play knight g4, let's play just d3. Maybe we'll play h3 on the next move, not allowing anything to come to Okay, this is weird move because he cannot play d5. Maybe he will try to play c6 and then d5, but now we have all the time on the world to play whatever we want. So here is an idea to take this knight, and he cannot take back with the queen because this pawn will be weak, and of course this pawn is hanging if he takes with the queen, so we can just take the knight. He will take back with the pawn, I'm sorry, and we have a great position. Okay, he takes back with the queen, which is a very bad move. Now we can just take knight takes e5, and this pawn will be hanging. Now the only move is probably d5, yes, but now we can just take another free pawn, and bishop e6 will be played. And after we trade the bishops, we are simply much better. Okay, c6, which is completely unreasonable move. And now we have a choice. Do we take knight takes f7, or do we take with the bishop? I think best is, of course, to take with the knight, x-raying the queen, forking queen and the rook, and probably there is nothing to do. Okay, he plays queen to h4, but now we can just take the rook. Probably there is nothing better to do, I think. Let's just take the rook after cd. Our knight is hanging, but how can we? We'll probably lose this d8 knight, but we'll get a lot of piece activity, and these pawns are just gonna march down the board, and we're winning this game no matter what. Okay, he doesn't even take the knight, but now we just have knight c7, right? Knight c7, where is the trick? There is no. Knight c7 just wins another rook, right? Knight c7, if he takes, then I take the rook, and in the best case scenario for this second bot, we'll get 2 rooks versus 3 minor pieces, and of course we have 4 extra pawns, so this position should be easily winning. Okay, bishop d4, attacking b2 pawn, but now we just play c3 and march these pawns down the board. Okay, bishop f6, and we continue with our plan. We play d4. Next move we're probably going to play e5, putting this bishop on e7. Okay, queen e7, and now we just play e5, and this bishop is kinda trapped, although he has h6. Okay, bishop to g3. I'm sorry, bishop to h4. I'm sorry. Now we can try to play rook e1. We can play queen to d2, or we can give this check. But then he gets some activity. So let's just play what we're playing. Maybe g3 is not bad, forcing bishop g5 and then f4 and then queen f3. I really like this. But g3 there is queen g5, right? Queen g5, f4, queen g6, but we get our knight out, so g3 should be fine. So g3, he has to play bishop to g5, I think, and now we just play f4, bishop h6, and we play queen to f3. This was my plan. Okay, let's just play queen f3, pressuring this, pressuring, of course, the whole king side with this queen and rook battery. I'm sorry, queen and rook battery on this semi-open f-file. Okay, bishop to h3, putting pressure on our rook. And I think the best is probably to play rook f2 and then g4. So I really like that, rook f2, and g4 of course traps the bishop on h3. So black is completely busted here. Okay, let's just play f5, f6, and completely destroy black position. Okay, queen to d8 is played. Let's play f6. Okay, g5 on the board. g5 on the board, and this is completely stupid move, I think, because f7 check, king f8, and probably just something like queen f6. Okay, but this is completely over, right? Now we just make a queen. We just pre-move everything, and we take this bishop, and we are of course completely winning, but bots cannot resign, as you might know, so the game may long. Okay, let's play e6, e7, e8 equals queen, and we win this game pretty smoothly. And this is of course game over. We make a queen with check, and now let's be precise. I think the best and the although probably the fastest checkmate is queen e6 actually. Mate in 2, right? Rook f7. Checkmate. So let's play the hardest bot and let's go for a win. So we're playing with the black pieces against Pincer, the new ChessTournament bot. He plays d4. Let's play d5. And will he play c4 or will he play the London system with bishop to f4? Okay, c4, queen's gambit. Let's play c6, the slow defense, defending the d5 pawn with our c pawn. Knight f3, main line, we play knight f6. Now white has few options, knight c3 being the main move. Okay, knight c3 on the board. And here are a few options, a6 we can take, or e6 the semi-slow defense, and I will play e6, I'm sorry, the semi-slow defense. So e3, this is still the main line, we play knight b to d7, and here white has few options. So let's see what he will play. Bishop d3, I'm sorry. This is called the Meran variation. We just take this pawn on c4 because the bishop moved once and now it has to move again with bishop takes c4, and now we play b5 and this bishop needs to move one more time in the opening. And bishop d3 main line, we play a6 here, trying to play bishop b7 and c5, and a6 is of course a theory move, needs defending the b5 pawn, because if we were to play c5, this b5 pawn would be hanging. e4 is the main line, we play c5 here, and now white has a few options. First is e5 and the other one is d5, e5 being the most popular move. After e5 there are, okay, d5 on the board. Now the main move here is to play c4. Now white takes this pawn first, and then we take it back, and bishop c2 is the theory. Now d takes e6, yes, and we take back with the f pawn, and bishop to c2 is the main move here. Bishop c2, of course, must be played, I think. bishop c2 on the board. And here is where my knowledge ends. But bishop b7 looks, of course, the most reasonable. Bishop b7, putting this bishop on this very long and powerful diagonal for this bishop. So the most active plan for black is to play bishop e7 and then to castle, and when we castle, this rook will have this semi-open f-file to attack. So bishop e7 I think is the best. Maybe bishop to c5 is also good, but I like bishop e7 here. And if e5 will be played at any point, then we have this move knight to d5, and we'll take back with the bishop, and this bishop is really monster on this diagonal, which is extremely good weapon for this kind of positions. So bishop e3, very logical move, and now we just castle. We don't wait to castle, we play this move, and this rook now has a semi-open f-file to attack. Okay, but this move looks wrong to me. Really wrong. a4 is never a thing in the semi-slow defense because of the move b4. I think b4 must be the best move in the position. After, yes, b4 is the best move. There is nothing special here. This is the first mistake, I think. And if we get the pawn to b3, I think this bishop is completely dead. Okay, what? But this cannot work. This cannot work. Does it work actually? The thing is, do we defend the e6 pawn, or but how we will defend it? There is no way to defend the e6 pawn actually. So I think the best move is to take the knight on c3. Yes, of course it has to be the best move. After knight takes e6, we play something like queen to c8, or maybe queen to c7, of course, will be taken by the knight, but queen to c8 probably the best, and after... Okay, but maybe we have this move. Maybe I like this move a lot. Yes, I like this move a lot. Queen to a4, I like this move. I really do. After takes, we take back with the rook. Or do we actually take? That's the question. Do we take? Or do we take the rook? I think we can take on b2. Because after c b2, knight takes d7, we can take making a queen, and after queen takes, we have 3 pieces, and white has only 2 pieces. So we will take here. Of course, if I'm missing something, that's really bad. But if I'm not, we should be better here. What? That cannot be good. That's not good. I make a queen. What? And this knight won't be... Oh, it's check. Oh no, but there is no check. Because if he takes with the check, I take with the bishop, and that cannot work. So we take the knight, and we are a piece up. We are completely winning. Okay, this bot is not as good as I was expecting to be, but okay, we play bishop f6, attacking the queen. And maybe bishop d4 is the best actually. Bishop d4, and this pawn is just passed pawn, and we'll get this rook here, and we'll be, of course, completely winning, emerging a piece up position. So, okay, this is what I missed actually, and now we're not winning anymore. Although there is queen c7, yes, we're winning. Queen c7. Queen c7 should be good, right? queen to c7, defending both pieces at the same time with the same piece, but the queen is the worst protecting piece. Okay, this is just what? Okay, he will take with check, but I can just take with the knight. I can take with the bishop. That's the question. How we will do it? Maybe it's better to take with the knight. Yes, I think it's better to take with the knight. And after check, we go to h8 and probably we're better. I think. Okay, check, king h8, and we're threatening to play knight g4, alright? And g3 and we take. And then queen c6 and checkmate. I think we're much better. What? But that cannot be good. That cannot be good because I play queen to c6, threatening mate. And what are you going to do? What's your next move? Do we have any tactics with knight f3? I don't think so. Queen c6 should be the best move here. Definitely. Threatening mate, of course. So I don't think black is in any danger. Okay, do we have knight takes f3? Probably. Probably we have. Probably. Knight f3. Takes. Queen c2. I'm not sure. So let's just play safely. Let's play. What do we want to play? Of course, c3 looks really good. Or even maybe just knight to d3. But after takes. This bishop is of course loose, so I mean we can take the pawn probably. Oh yes, probably we can take the pawn. I'm not sure. Let's just be greedy and take the pawn. But after bishop c2 we'll just go back, right? Let's take the pawn. If f4 we just go back. Queen c6 threatening mate. Again. I think we're much better here. We're winning. But we need to convert it. Okay, bishop c2, we go back to c6. And now knight f3 is bigger threat because there is no queen to c2, right? And yes, this is bigger threat. Yes. And now I think we can sacrifice the knight on the next move because of all this attack. I think. Okay. But now we just play queen to c8, right? Queen c8. There is no rook to d8 because we just take. Okay. Probably this is the best. Queen c8. Maybe we should sacrifice the knight. Okay. But now I can just play something like queen to f8 or something, I don't know. Yes, let's just play queen to a8. Queen e8. Queen e8. Not allowing bishop g6 because of our pieces. And maybe trying to play bishop d8 even. Or just pushing this pawn and he wants to sacrifice. I'm sorry, exchange these pieces, but that's not good. I think if he takes to the queen, I can play queen to c6. After he will take, I take back. Maybe just. Oh, this is a really strong move. I think. Woo. Completely winning after knight to d3, right? Yes, knight d3 seems really powerful. Knight to d3. But he can take the pawn. Knight d3 takes. There is this fork, of course. But yes, it should be winning, right? Knight d3 because there is a fork. There is a fork. Okay, knight d3 I think is very strong move. And tactics help. Okay, but there is a fork. Am I missing something? Probably I'm not, because there is no check because of the bishop. There is no rook to d8 because of the rook. And this should be just... Okay, yes, it's winning. And now we can start pushing this pawn. And it is escorted by the bishop from f6. So let's push, push, queen. And we win. Against the hardest, against the best of the new ChessTournament bots. Okay, queen to b1. Our king, I'm sorry, have no checks, so I think we are fine. Maybe we just pin. I think that should be rook to b8 should be the best, I think, because now we are threatening to play bishop to d4 check, and if he moves the queen away at this is just completely lost, and we'll take this bishop on b6, and we are completely winning. Okay, maybe even the best move is to play queen to e3 mate. Let's just take with the rook, and this king has no moves, and of course if he wants to trade queens, do we have a mate? Not really, but we can just push this pawn, and the rook is guarding the king, and this is game over. We sacrifice the bishop on d4, and we made a queen, and this is checkmate very soon. So we'll play something like this, the letter checkmate. Okay, let's play queen to e5, not allowing the king to sidestep, and let's just play check, and let's just mate our opponent in few moves. So let's, after king h2, let's play check, and back check mate. So we played all of the new ChessTournament bots. We managed to beat all 3 of them, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are enjoying the content. Make sure to like this video, and see you guys in another video.